In this video, I'm going to be replacing the power window motor in this 1997 Chevy RS Camaro. All right, fellas, we got ourselves a problem. Turn the key, try to put the window down, and it only goes down like a fraction of a millimeter. And as you can tell, that's gonna be a big problem for me when I go to the Taco Bell drive-thru and I can't get my window down. These doors are incredibly long, so you can't open them very far before you hit something in a drive-thru or something like that. So I gotta have my Taco Bell, so we're gonna have to fix this window motor if I ever wanna see that drive-thru again. So what we're gonna do is remove this door panel and see what's going on with either the motor or maybe the regulator, the tracks or something. Something's keeping this window from going down. It used to go down to like halfway, and then to get it to go back up, grab the window and help it. So I believe the motor is weak or something, and it's just not doing the job anymore. So there are a couple little screws we gotta get out here and there, and the door panel just lifts off and pulls away. All right, we're gonna get started with this first screw right here. Next, I got one right behind the door handle. So we got that out of the door latch. Now there's two in the door handle. Got two more screws. Got this one right here and one in this cavity. I'm gonna be super careful with this thing because I've actually broken this bezel before, and I have a video on how I fixed it. So if you want to check that out, there's a link right here, or you can check the link in the description. There's a little tab I'll have to push in. I certainly don't want this to break again. Okay. I heard some snap, crackling, and popping, so I think I might have cracked it again. So what I'm getting at is this clip right here is surrounded by very brittle plastic. You can see where I super glued some tin to strengthen that plastic to keep that clip in there. I've seen replacement bezels before somewhere online years ago. It's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've looked these up, and they were like 50 bucks then. I'd say by now they're probably 70. So we'll move these connectors for the switches. These just slide off the posts. Pretty old school. And then there's one more wiring harness right here. Lift that tab and pull. So you can see how bad this thing gets cracked, and my sorry attempt to repair it. Actually, it's not a sorry attempt. It actually worked really well. It was very difficult to get this thing out, so it was holding pretty well. So the end of that rod snaps right in the hole, and it fits right in these grooves. So I'm going to remove this trim bezel for the door handle. It pops down a couple of little clips. So with this trim off, we do need to remove this bulb right here for the courtesy light. So with that trim bezel removed, it's easier to get the door panel off over the top of this kind of fat door handle. We're just going to lift up on the door panel and pull out. Next, I'm going to remove the speaker. There are 3 7mm bolts. We got the pigtail to remove. So I removed the speaker so I can get my hand up in here. The motor sits in this general direction. We'll need to peel back this dust protector. And this black gooey stuff is pretty sticky. So really the standard procedure to remove the window motor is to like to move the entire regulator, and you'd have to like shimmy it out of this side. And the purist in me thinks that that's the way you should do it instead of drilling and hacking into your door panel like that. But you know, quite honestly, I kind of quit caring about that after the kids really got involved in school and stuff, and my life just got super busy. And besides, Taco Bell's on the line, so I'm doing it this way. Okay, door scope. Okay, there's the motor right there. And I think there are rivets, like right there, I think, that need to be drilled out in order for this motor to come out. You can see the regulator. Everything looks halfway decent. I think there are 3 rivets we need to drill out, so we'll get that taken care of right now. thing needs to move. Because I have to drill like right here. And I pop this little clip out of the door here because I'm gonna have to drill like right around in here, I think. So this interior panel right here is actually fiberglass. It's not metal. I'm pretty sure the whole door is fiberglass. Could be wrong, but okay. So my drill holes are gonna be right here, and right there, ish. Okay, so if you think me drilling the hole into the panel is bad enough, just see what I'm using to drill it with. Paddle wheel. There goes nothing. Good enough. So now we can see the rivets. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna drill those out with this little drill bit right here. So once this motor comes out, this window can move freely. So I put a couple of clamps, this big suction cup, just to keep the window from dropping down. All right, so the motor's free. We'll go ahead and pull it out. So we've got the original old crusty motor pulled out of the car. We've got our new AC Delco. It's a replacement part that I got from carparts.com. Pull this puppy out. And instead of rivets, we're actually gonna be using nuts and bolts. But let's pop this puppy open. We'll compare them side by side. Make sure they're the correct part. We're good to go. Let's go slap this in the car. So before I attach this thing to the door, make sure it even works. Very good. So out of curiosity, I plugged in the old motor and hit the switch, and it turned for like a half a second and it stopped. Now it's not even turning at all. So anyway, dead as a doornail. In my head, I had the plan that, you know, when I replace this motor, I'm gonna have to have a hole big enough in the door panel so I can fit my rivet gun in there to rivet the new window motor in. So that was my plan. It's all fine and good. And then I cracked the box open and I see that it came with hardware and I didn't need a hole that big. Mistakes are made, but when Taco Bell's on your mind, hey, anything can happen. All right, you saw me fish in the new motor, and I put a screw in that top hole and then made sure that my holes lined up with the motor and the other two, and I was actually able to tighten that one down with the nut on the end. So initially I felt kind of silly for having drilled a big 1-inch hole in this door panel to get at these rivets and stuff, but these fat fingers sure do appreciate them being there, so I ain't gonna feel too bad about it. So anyway, got the first one in, 2 more to go. All right, so we've got that new window motor in there, snug as a bug in a blanket. I'll go ahead and remove these clamps. We'll test this thing out. All right, so we're just gonna reverse the process and put everything back the way it was. right, that is the adventure in replacing the power window motor on the driver's side of this 4th generation Camaro. This pretty much applies to Firebirds as well. There might be a couple of different screw locations for the interior door panel, but I think it's pretty much the same. Anyway, I want to thank carparts.com for sponsoring today's video. Overall, this really isn't that difficult of a job. It may look daunting, but it's really not that bad, especially if you've done any kind of work around cars before. Well, hopefully you found this video helpful and at the very least mildly entertaining. If that's the case, then check out my channel. I've got hundreds of videos, vlogs, repairs, muffler videos, etc. So if it warrants a subscription, I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in this t-shirt, there's a link in the description or there's the store below. It helps out the channel and I greatly appreciate it. That's going to wrap it up. So as always, thanks for watching. God bless. Be sure and hit that like switch on your way out. We'll see you next time. Special thanks to carparts.com for sponsoring today's video. Guys, if you're searching for replacement parts for your vehicle, give carparts.com a look. Their mobile-friendly site makes it super easy to search for and buy parts online anytime, anywhere, giving DIYers a parts store on demand.